the warm-up is over. All competitors in the girls A Springboard final, please take your accreditation and make your way to the final call area. All other divers and coaches, please clear the pool deck ready for competition. Girls Group A 3-meter Springboard finalists, please take your accreditation with you to the final call area. All other divers and coaches, please clear the pool deck ready for competition. The ball
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the World Aquatic Junior Diving Championships here in Rijeka 2026. We're about to be watching the girls' A 3-meter springboard final. The 12 divers who qualified in this morning's prelim, their required dives will carry over into this final. Victoria from Russia leads the group going in with 206 points, and the importance of those required. There's a 30-point gap from Charlie Brown to Victoria, so she has a huge lead already. We're about to welcome the girls for their parade. There's Sophia Hoffman representing the United States of America. We have Natalia Perowaska representing Poland. We have Amélie Bayol representing France. We have Victoria Kazaktseva representing Russia. We have Charlie Brown representing Australia. I have just received a bit of an education about Snoopy. Now I understand why Meme was saying Snoopy. We have Suri Cueva Lobato representing Mexico. Oh, sorry. We have Emily Demel representing Germany. She was a junior European champion this year. Here we have Suri Cueva Lobato. Apologies to Ming Chan from Hong Kong. We have Lila Stewart representing Canada. She was the junior Pan Am champion last year. We have Uni Paramatan representing Mexico. She is the Central American Games champion. We have Shezhnia Bozacek representing Ukraine. And our leader from the prelim, Nadezhda Trifonova, representing Russia. In this event, the girls will be competing 4 optional dives. They get to choose which dive they're competing. Obviously they have a choice of forward, takeoff, back, inward and reverse and twist. You obviously don't see handstands competed on the springboard. That would be too chaotic and probably terrible to watch. My name is Matty Lee. I'll be your commentator today. A former British diver and Olympic champion. And I am very grateful that I am joined by another commentator and helper and friend, Yona Night Wisdom, for this final. I think you all enjoy hearing 2 voices instead of 1, and we can actually bounce off each other and have a conversation about the dives. Yona, welcome.
Thank you very much. Good to be back.
It's good to have you back.
Yeah, I needed some aircon, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay, I see. I see how it is.
It's pretty hot down on poolside, I'm not going to lie.
It's crazy hot today. I shouldn't be. I'm not complaining because I have been in this room pretty much all day, and it does have aircon. However, it still is a hot day.
It is.
Regardless.
I'm actually quite excited for this final as well.
So am I.
Was watching the prelim. It was quite a balanced contest, I'd say, throughout. Bit of a gap at the top in requireds.
Yeah, it's almost a from Charlie Brown all the way up to Victoria. There's a 30-point gap, so that's already a huge lead. That's why requireds are very important in the preliminary rounds.
And of course, our 1 metre champion from yesterday, Emily Demel, she had a 5-point required advantage going into yesterday's final, whereas today she's got a 10-point deficit. So it's going to be interesting to see how she handles that.
Just chasing.
The chaser, yeah, exactly. Whole different approach.
Absolutely. How would you be getting ready for the final of a Springboard event?
Well, I would have gone through my training session. I actually changed my approach in training, to be honest. I used to not like to train my optionals. I'd just go with requireds or kind of prep skills.
Yep.
Then towards the end of my career, I preferred just doing one a piece of my ops. Really wasn't bothered whether they were good or bad. Just wanted to get a feel of the movements of the dives before the competition started. Ending on my first dive, so I was ready to compete.
There we have Sophia Hoffman, first diver of the event, in with 2.5 tuck. Great takeoff, just coming out of her dive a little bit too early there. Oh, too late, sorry.
And after the end of my training session, I'd definitely be using music to help control my nerves, feelings, emotions. If I was feeling like I needed to be pumped up, I'd be having a hip-hop heavy playlist on. Get the energy going, get the blood pumping. Whereas if I felt I was a bit overstimulated, I'd be getting some more chilled R&B, Bryson Tiller on in my ears just to settle me down a little bit.
There we have Natalia from Poland, back 2.5 somersaults tuck. I think these girls are full of adrenaline. We've seen both divers sailing over past vertical. There are 7 judges in this event. The 2 lowest scores and the 2 highest scores will be deducted, or taken off, and then the median average will be added together and times by the degree of difficulty of each dive. We have Amelie, back 2.5 tuck.
Super high, really nice jump. I love how she stayed all the way on the board. The board did the maximum work possible. She didn't have to do too much work. Great kick out, slightly over on the entry, but I think that's an opening dive that she'll be really happy with, especially compared with the divers just before her. And you know, that's a crucial thing. The opening dive, that's what it's all about. Really sets the stall for the final ahead. So all of my preparation, the music, all of that, that's trying to get myself into the best headspace possible so I can approach my first dive with confidence and calmness.
Victoria, in with 2.5 somersaults tuck. We've not seen any hurdles yet.
So much better effort than her in my 2.5 from this morning. Of course, that particular dive score doesn't get carried through. It gets wiped off. Just a required score got carried through, which fortunately for her were extremely good. So now she's had a great start to the final. She's putting that 10-point advantage to use.
We'll only see 1 hurdle in the first round. That'll be from Lila from Canada. It's quite a common trend on Springboard.
Seems so. Just sitting back into her heels slightly there, Charlie. Dives falling away from the board, and then she's just struggling to complete the rotation. Landing fraction short. Super clean entry, but the entry alignment is why the judges are down towards the 5s.
Do you know about Snoopy?
Yeah, I know about Snoopy.
Yeah, and there's like apparently there's a character
Called Charlie Brown. Yeah,
I didn't really understand what Meme was saying.
Yeah, no, I knew when I saw the name, I knew there was something about the name, but I just couldn't place it. And then Meme reminded me this morning. Fortunately, there we saw another replay.
Yeah, instead of the actual dive.
The dive, back 2.5 somersaults piked, and it looked like a really beautiful takeoff, very calm, but just not enough speed. Way too early on the come out, landing quite short, and that's just one of those where she maybe is not quite pumped up enough or hasn't quite hit the right note in her preparation time to execute a good first dive, but still 3 more to go, so she'll have to shake it off and get on with the event.
Emily Demmel in with 2.5 somersaults pike. Good strong takeoff, maybe moving a bit too far away from the board. Slowed her rotation down, landing a little bit short. She is the junior European champion this year. She obviously has had an already successful campaign here in Rijeka. We've got Suri Cueva-Lobato in the 2.5 somersaults pike.
I actually thought Suri looked really impressive this morning throughout her list. It's a reasonable start, and similar to Emily, just maybe sitting back a little bit from the board, not quite getting that lift up and over. Just not quite enough speed to be able to get that dive around, which is a struggle, and she gets exactly the same points as Emily, so the judges seem to agree.
Lila Stewart. This is our first hurdle, the only hurdle of this round. Forward 2.5 somersaults, 1 twist.
I'm going to continue from 1 meter. I love her hurdle so much. I think it looks so classy, super in control, perfectly on the end of the board. A really lovely dive.
The judges will see that confidence, won't they?
Absolutely, 100%.
And they're more likely to add a few more points, maybe even a half point, and that could be what it takes to get a medal or even the gold medal.
Of course, all the judges' score comes from the whole dive, and that's from as soon as the whistle blows, how you look on the board, how you walk down the board, your positioning, balance, and then finally the flight and entry. The entry is the lasting impression, but everything else counts, so a good quality hurdle can really have a positive impact.
You have Uni in the 2.5 pike. So clean on that water, even though she was short of vertical, she managed to keep the splash down, made it look clean.
You'll see as she went through the water, she didn't do a pike save, she did a scoop. That's a technique that you normally see on a backward entry, not a forward entry, but because she was feeling short and she could make that decision very quickly, she decided to try and scoop, knee save, to make the dive look vertical. And say she somewhat got away with it, actually.
Absolutely. Sometimes it's the right thing to do.
Absolutely.
I don't think I could ever do that. Because you've got to make these decisions in split seconds.
Yeah.
You have Szczesnia. Same dive.
Now that's what we're looking for in the start of number 2.5 somersaults pike. No falling away, just really confident hip drive up. Great strong throw, fantastic form in the pike shape. No daylight to be seen. Strong knockout to finish. Great start, 64 points.
7-7-7 after count. Here we have leader from the prelim, Nadezhda, in with 2.5 somersaults pike.
And Nadezhda starting with a 16-point deficit behind her teammate Victoria from required, so she's going to have to do some good dives to be able to catch up. That's quite a good start.
Really impressed with her pike shape in the air. Look how her head's almost up near her ankles. Some great flexibility.
I can only dream of that flexibility.
Yeah. 7-7-7 to count. 63 points. First round done. Still early days, but everything matters, everything counts.
So Victoria more or less retaining the lead that she took into this final from her requireds. Just just under 9 points ahead. It's dropped a little bit, but still a lead nonetheless.
Sophia Hoffman. Forward 3.5 somersaults tuck. A little bit mistimed there on the hurdle. Bit back away from the end of the board. Nice tuck shape. Just rolling that dive over. I think Sophia Hoffman is coached by potentially her dad, Chris Hoffman. Could be an uncle, could be a brother. I'm not sure.
If it's a brother, then he's done well to be a coach this soon.
Yeah, true. You never know, there could be a huge age gap.
True.
Natalia there. Reverse 2.5 somersaults tuck. Solid overall dive. Beautiful tuck shape. That leg line. The toes are the last thing the judges see of the body. Amelie. Reverse 2.5 somersaults tuck.
Once again, really using that board to the fullest, and it's a trait of French divers actually. We see it with the boys, really get the most out of the board, super high on their jump. Means that you don't have to rush the dive, you can really take your time into the movements, feel the somersaults, know exactly where to come out on a consistent basis, and it's a really great start to the competition there for Amelie. 54 then 56 on the first two dives.
Victoria, front 3.5 somersaults tuck.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow.
I really like that.
Long dive on replay, unfortunately.
Oh.
Such a shame. I'd really love to see that 4.3.5 tuck again. It was so smooth through the boards. Like Amelie using it to its fullest. Super high. Fantastic control, sharp finish. Awareness is clearly locked in. There's another dive ticked off there for Victoria.
Charlie Brown competing the same dive. It's hard to follow such a great dive there from Natalie. Victoria, sorry.
Yeah, really tough. You can see the difference. Not quite as high there from Charlie, but she makes a super tight tuck shape and spins really quickly. A little bit lost control in the end, drifting over.
Chan Ming from Hong Kong. Reverse 2.5 somersaults pike. Really impressed with her diving.
Absolutely.
Especially on the 1 meter. She's got that skill, like you can watch her diving and she's got that elegance, the aura about it.
Yeah, her movements are fantastic. Really good. Shame about that release there, just a fraction too early, but the dive was super high. Just didn't quite get the speed that she needed. Saw her in the tent, in the warm-up area, during the break, having a little nap.
Needed on such a long day.
In front of the aircon,
cooling
down, getting her head ready for this final. Maybe not the start she was hoping for, but another great experience for her in this event.
Emily, front 3.5 somersaults pike, absolutely nailing that. It's a hard dive in this event, 3.1 degree of difficulty.
Oh yes, hard diving, she made it look easy, and she didn't even grab her hands through the water. She had time to grab her hands, but she just placed her hands in front of her just to make sure that she had the tension and the line. It's a great dive. 65 points.
Suri from Mexico. Reverse 2.5 somersaults pike.
Meme was saying earlier that she is actually normally a platform diver, and that's where I've seen her most of the time. I didn't realise she was so good on springboard, and she's clearly got a good relationship with the board, understands how to do a good hurdle. It's a fraction slow on that takeoff. quite enough speed to be able to pull it all the way around, dropping a fraction short.
Really not easy being good at both boards.
Yeah.
It's quite rare to see, especially at this high level of competition.
Yeah, I mean, we used to see it a lot previously, you know, Greg Gaines eras, everyone did everything at that time, whereas now you definitely get specialization a little bit earlier. You get your rare individuals who are exceptional on all events. One of my favorites of all time, Wu Haram, legend.
Yeah.
Lucky there for Lila. Just a little bit throwing down towards her legs too much rather than lifting out of the board, and just carried a fraction too much speed. It's a shame after such a good opening first dive.
She's so strong.
Yeah, she definitely doesn't struggle to make the dive, that's for sure.
No. Just to go back home to Canada and work on a few bits and bobs, and we'll see her excelling, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Especially when she moves on to the senior ranks.
She becomes senior next year, so it'll be her last World Junior Championships to mix it with the big girls.
Got Uni performing a forward 3.5 somersaults pike. Too many beans, as I like to say. It's a good hurdle, then just throwing with her arms too far down.
Yeah, well, she had that slight step back, and she probably didn't feel like she got much from the board and really felt like she needed to get it going, and actually still got quite a good ride and good connection. That's what the springboard does to you sometimes. It tricks you into thinking that you've not quite got it. And all of a sudden, bing,
Yep.
throws you off into the air, and you're none the wiser whilst you're spinning. Left to make an educated guess, which is more often than not wrong.
Yep.
And you end up in situations like that, which is unfortunate, but that's the game that we're playing.
Sejnia. Back 2.5 somersaults pike. Strong takeoff. Just not quite enough rotation. Coming out a little bit early of her dive. Feeling the water hit the back of her body. Final diver of round 2. Nadezhda. Back 2.5 somersaults pike. Nadezhda there. I think we've seen her do this a lot better, especially in training. Leaving it a little bit short. Let's have a look at the scoreboard. After 2 rounds, 2 more to go. Top 3. Victoria, Emily and Nadezhda.
So just talking about Wu Haram, I was trying to calculate how many events he participated in at the 2015 World Championships, and that's where he really stood out to me, because he did everything. He did 1 meter prelim and final, 3 meter prelim semi-final, 10 meter, which was right at the end. He just got prelim semi. He was probably exhausted by the end of it, because he also did synchro prelim and final. Back when we used to have prelim and finals at synchro on both springboard and platform, mixed synchro and team event. Unbelievable. At 1 World Championships.
Yeah, I can't.
That's
I couldn't
almost
imagine.
every single session he
Yeah.
was diving in.
Got to have some great endurance to be able to deal with that.
I mean, my question is, how on earth did he train all of that? When did he fit all that in?
He didn't. Yeah. Sophia Hoffman with a nice back 2.5 somersaults tuck. A little bit lower on the degree of difficulty. A clean dive, 56.60. We have Natalia.
It was just a fraction too early on that pike out there. It wasn't the fastest somersault speed. She really went for the bold come out, but didn't have enough rotation to carry her hips over. dive upright, just dropping slightly pike through the water. Having enough to count.
Amelie, forward 2.5 somersaults, 1 twist. Amelie was in the 6th place in the last round.
Great hurdle. Really good start, super high. Just like to see a little bit more of a confident stretch forward on the end. Buried the chin slightly, lost the line in the back. See a coach there just explaining exactly what happened, exactly what she needs to do. But dive's gone now. Time for us to refocus and move on to the next one. So we move on to the next Victoria. We'll go back to now somersaults pike.
The current leader of this competition. Can she carry that on?
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Amazing dive.
So elegant in the air.
Beautiful pickup into the shape. No break in the form, leaving the board. Just for being a little bit picky. She was a tiny bit pulled with the shoulder on the lineup. I thought the come out was actually in the right place. But she probably felt it was just a fraction too early. Tried to pull, but actually she had plenty of time. She responded with a great knee save. Bending the knees under the water to give the impression that dive landed upright. Judges with the 6.5s, 57 points.
Charlie Brown there with a back 2.5 somersaults tuck. What a powerful spring from the board here. Look, she just goes up. Just losing a little bit of momentum on the end of her dive. Vaninka, her coach, giving her some corrections. Fist bump, moving on to the next one. Chan Ming, forward 3.5 somersaults pike.
Not the way that she would have wanted this final to go. Maybe she napped for slightly too long.
Got a bit stuck there, didn't she?
And that's the thing, you know, as well, when you're progressing from prelim to final, it's not just the warm-up that counts, also what counts is what you do in between. Do you have a nap? Do you stay awake? How do you use your time? You want to distract yourself so you're not just thinking about the final coming up. Sometimes when you do have a nap like that, it's hard to get the body moving again, get everything awake, to give yourself a lot of time, so maybe it's a learning point for her.
Emily Demo there, reverse 2.5 somersaults pike. Landing short, vertical. Oof, to the right side of the board there.
Seen her do a lot of these dives in training actually over this week. Clearly one that she's working on improving the consistency of, and we can see why there. She's a little bit uncomfortable in the hurdle, as you said, Matty, drifting slightly to the right of the board, and then that just makes that dive really hard. Once you're out of position, everything has to change, your technique has to change, your movement. 5.5 sixes leaves her 15 points now behind Victoria, with only one dive to go.
Got Suri, back 2.5 somersaults pike. The Mexican pair are only just 16 years old, so they're the youngest in this event. They've still got another chance to compete for Group A.
Yeah, they should do.
In 2 years' time. It's a lovely dive from Suri. I'd like to see maybe a little bit more form in her pike shape and her toes. 51 points. It's a good dive.
Moving to Lila after less than optimal round 2. Should get things back on track here. So reverse 2.5. And fantastic hurdle, great setup. She does everything right on the start of the dive.
It's all there.
Just a little bit of belief. It
Yeah.
looks like. And second guess herself on the come out. Left her feet a bit too high. But that's something you have to understand. Maybe that's where she would normally press in training. But in the competition, you have that extra adrenaline, that 10% extra power, speed. It takes experience to understand how to work with that, adapt your technique slightly, find the control.
Got Uni from Mexico with her 2.5 somersaults pike. Wow, that was a quick one.
Yeah, I didn't like her technique on that start so much. It looks like she throws her head back quite a lot on the takeoff, really lifting that chin, using the shoulders to create the speed, which really makes it difficult to control the lineup, especially when you've got that extra adrenaline, you're moving a little bit faster than normal. You see, as great Leon Taylor might say, surfs up.
Yep.
It's a splash. Fortunately for Uni.
Szczesny up. Forward 3.5 somersaults pike. She needed a good solid dive there and she delivered.
Yeah, she looked a little bit uncomfortable on the hurdle actually. I thought she was a little bit slow through the arm swing, but stayed with it. Got a great lift out of the board. Bided the time, waited till she felt 3.5 somersaults and sharply extended forwards towards the water.
She's definitely
where it was.
moved up a spot. She was in 5th. She'll either be in 4th or 3rd, depending on Nadezhda. Reverse 2.5 somersaults pike.
You could see the missed time there. She completely missed the rhythm of the board, had to adjust. Adjusted well, got a great take-off lift, maybe a little bit of knees bent in the pike shake. You can see the toes come apart. Little details, only a fraction short. But she's taken her place on the podium as it stands with 1 dive to go. 7-point lead ahead of Ksenia and Suri. Those two only separated by 0.05. Victoria, the commanding lead ahead of Emily, 2nd place. Pressurised last round for these guys.
Absolutely. There's a lot on the line. Sophia Hoffman.
Beautiful, really controlled dive. You can see her extension of her arms up towards the sky. She's really not trying to swing or whip. She just wants to lift with the board, then using her core to collect into the tuck shape. Almost like a hanging tuck up on a wall bar. That's why we do so many of those.
Yep.
That's what we want to see. Gives you great control, good awareness.
I don't miss those wall bars. But I do miss the abs.
Oh yes. You need to actually incorporate Meme's ab workout. I'll tell you.
Oh, really?
Tell you about that. Yeah.
Oh, no. Natalia, forward 3.5 somersaults tuck. You see, goes for the water in a pike shape, not quite getting out into a straight position through the entry.
Do you know the secret to the abs? 500 pike ups.
Yeah, the Mexicans are crazy. But they all look great and they dive great, so.
500 pike ups.
Oh my, what a day.
Oh yeah, in his ab set.
Oh my god. I'd only do a maximum 10 in my career. Only joking.
Lovely
Emily
dive.
there. Really nice. In with 2.5 somersaults tuck. It's an easier dive with a 2.7 degree of difficulty.
She made it look good.
394.70. Just for a reference, 2 years ago at the Rio Junior World Championships, the gold medal was won on 465, the silver on 407, and the bronze on 398.
Large margin of victory. Who that was?
Yeah,
Someone very good.
the Chinese diver.
Ah, makes sense. Victoria to finish her competition strong. She's done that.
Lovely dive from Victoria.
I'd say that's just about enough needed to retain their position at the top of the podium. 440 points.
She's really improved her optional dives there from the prelim.
Massive improvement.
440.25. Charlie Brown there, finishing on a reverse 2.5 somersaults tuck. Really solid effort. I really like the height she gets from the board.
Victoria scores a whole 63 points more than she scored this morning.
That's more than one dive almost.
Yeah, I mean, she got 63 on one of her dives in this final. It's remarkable.
Chan Ming finishing on a full out, and she finishes on a beautiful dive, definitely her strongest dive, I would say.
Showing what she's capable of there.
6.5.
Fortunately, the rest of the competition didn't quite go her way, but at least she can finish with positivity.
We have Emily Demmel. She was in the silver medal position going into this round. Forward 2.5 somersaults, 1 twist.
Currently 72 points behind the leader. So even 8s wouldn't be good enough. She needs more than that.
That's definitely not 8s.
Put herself in danger of even potentially missing out on the podium with that one.
Yep.
Stepped back on the hurdle, unfortunately, and really just nothing she could do there to get the lift and rotation that she needed to be able to make the dive well. Only 36 points, 404 to finish.
She's definitely opened up the medals there for people to take if they want it. But they have to deliver some big dives. We have Suri, who was in 5th place going into this round.
56 points currently behind Emily. And I think that's going to be significantly more than 56 points.
Incredible effort. The pressure was on. She delivered. Is it enough?
It's absolutely enough.
Yep.
409 points. 61. Brilliant performance under scrutiny of that last round, particularly when you see, or at least hear, the fact that your opponent's made a mistake, because you can hear it. You don't have any way to avoid that when you're so close to go. And she would have known there's an opportunity open there, and she managed to hold her composure, do a great hurdle, do a good dive.
Lila Stewart ending on a forward 3.5 somersaults pike, a beautiful dive to end her competition on.
Honestly, that hurdle needs to be studied.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So consistent.
She could work to get in that pike shape a little bit more. Get a little bit more speed. She's really not far away from medals, even with a large mistake in round 2.
You have Uni performing a forward 2.5 somersaults, 1 twist. Solid dive for Uni. I think she was a little bit too far away from the medal scores. Still a wonderful dive to finish her competition.
There we go. Ksenia. Her final dive. Can she follow in Suri's footsteps do what's required to get herself on the podium. It's a great hurl, and that's a sharp finish. I think that'll be enough. I'd score that 6.5, maybe 7.
Such a confident diver all day long.
Absolutely, fraction over. That's called 7s from the judges.
Enough.
6.5 and 7 to count.
Enough for silver currently.
And it takes a 0.05 ahead of Surrey. So tight. Matched one another on that final dive.
Here we have Nadezhda, final dive of this competition. Can she make it onto the podium? Don't think that'll be enough. It's a nice hurdle, a little bit back from the end of the board. Good aerial work, just landing short of vertical there. She needed to really rip that dive, but no, she is in rank 2. Congratulations.
Oh, she's pushed Surrey off the podium by 0.05.
Oh my.
All three of them
Look
on
how
4.09. Goodness gracious.
So close. Nail-biting final there.
Absolutely. And interestingly, of the 3 of them, Surrey actually had the highest required score by 3 points coming into this final. So
Oh, what a shame.
all she can do is take her hat off to Nadezhda and Ksenia for pulling out some fantastic dives in that final, taking the competition by the scruff of the neck, forcing their way onto the podium. But by far and away, the class of the field, Victoria Kazantseva, 440 points, winner by 30 points.
That's a good, comfortable lead.
Country mile, you could say.
Yep.
Fantastic performance in this final from Victoria. She's happy with her teammate joining her up on the podium.
All medals being presented by World Aquatics Technical Diving Committee Vice Chair Melanie Beck.
Not a massive fan of this podium, really.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see medal presentations in tracksuits, to be honest.
Yep.
But it's all about the speed and being able to see the medal presentation immediately after the event.
Yep.
But yeah, I'd love to see the divers at least have the ability to put the tracksuits on. And we've seen some divers coming through, or team members coming through with the tracksuits for the divers. I think they should be there ready for them to put on. Really show off their colours.
Nadezhda Trinovanov, silver medalist, beating Chechnya by 0.25. Is that correct, Yona? Yes, I got a thumbs up. That's good maths from me. Happy days.
No calculator as well, guys.
And our champion of the girls A 3-meter springboard, Victoria Kazantseva from Russia.
Very well deserving, fantastic performance.
Yeah.
By far and away the leader with required, then extended that 10-point gap to a 30-point gap by the end of the competition. Congratulations to Victoria.
Rijeka, please make some noise for your girls Group A.
Well done to
3-meter
all involved.
medalists.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Yona.
Yeah, I'm glad I came to watch that. It was dramatic.
An exciting final. And we'll be back shortly with the team event.
Oh, but yeah, I'm involved in that one, so
Oh, fair enough.
I'll be on Paul's side.
That's
Look out for
okay.
me.
That's okay. I'll be up here. Maybe do something funny to the camera for us. And comment on it.
I'm very professional.
No, yes, here you are. Sorry. Thank you very much, and see you later.